Hey there everyone, and today I want to talk to you about how to get more knowledge on pretty much anything without spending all this. Hey there everybody, my name's Dave, aka Mindset by Dave, and I've been a mindset and mental health coach for the last 4 years, helping people understand and get past the things that are holding them back up here. I may have looked really loaded in that intro, but this is all check money. It's can't even see, just looks white on there. As well as making videos here on YouTube, I also stream live on twitch.tv/mindsetbydave every Tuesday from 10 AM till 4 PM and every Saturday from 7 PM till 10 PM. We also have a Discord channel, which is linked on screen right now and is linked below in the description, where you can come along and you can talk mindset, mental health, personal development pretty much any time of the day. Anyway, on with the content. So when you work in the personal development industry, you learn one thing that they probably don't want you to tell people that is there, which is simply that in order to keep the personal development industry an industry, it needs to make money and things need to move around. Now, this isn't just down to the fact that people need to pay the bills and people need to actually keep the lights on. It's not down to the fact of the personal development person getting greedy, at least not all the time. And the one thing holding you back from learning all the things that you want to learn isn't probably not being able to afford the absolute tippity top course, because most of those courses that are out there, they don't really offer you much beyond what is actually available on this very platform that you're on right now, good old YouChows, for free. There is one big massive difference, however, that actually makes it so that the paid for premium content becomes more valuable to you and therefore more useful to you than the free stuff does. You've paid for it. This makes the idea of free personal development or free education a bit of a paradox, because ultimately when something is free, instead of seeing it as priceless, we often see it as worthless. And when this happens, if we've not personally invested anything into what we're trying to achieve, except for the most dedicated of individuals, the vast majority of us are actually going to do better on something that offers 10% the value at 10 times the cost. Because what we actually put into it when we pay for things makes us feel that this is more important, makes us feel like, oh, I really don't want to actually fail on this. It puts an added element of pressure onto us, which then makes us actually go and do the work. We kind of lost the concept of price and value being two separate things in 2020, and we suddenly seem to think that something with a higher price is automatically of a better value. This just isn't necessarily true. It just tricks your mind into thinking that way. And as a result, because your mind is tricked into thinking that way, you then put the more work in and you get out relative to what you put in. The number one trick to learn anything, practically anything, for free, a language, a musical instrument, pottery, whatever it might be, is to realize that the stuff's already there. And to realize that you need to place the value on it that you would if you'd have paid for it. We need to accept the fact that this pathway is there in our brain. So we've got the thing for free, we're going to assign that to be of low value, low importance, can do it later. I'll pick it up whenever. I'm not really losing anything if I don't do this. And once we accept that that pathway is there, then we need to choose to disagree with that thought, to actually assign the value to it ourselves, to turn up, to actually commit, and to actually put in the work that's going to get us the result that we're looking for. One of my big key things, I call it the world's worst business model, but one of my big key things that I've been doing for years now is putting my best information out in these videos, knowing that if someone actually comes and talks to me and pays for it rather than getting the free stuff through here, they're going to be getting essentially the same information. Yes, a little bit more tailored to them, but what they're actually coming to me for isn't to get information that's already out there for free. They're doing it because by putting money into me, by putting time into me, and then by me putting investment and time back into them in the form of accountability, they're going to do the thing that I've been telling them to do for free on these YouTube videos. Yes, of course, we can go a little bit more specific with a one-to-one individual and we can tailor the principles that I teach on these videos to what specifically that person is feeling or experiencing. But the principles are going to remain pretty much solid throughout. What we're actually looking at when we do a one-to-one is how those principles apply directly to you. So arguably, by watching this channel, a person could learn pretty much whatever's going on up here. And the very reason I don't have a $500 online course is because I'd be talking about these exact same principles behind a paywall that I'm doing out here for free. Now, that, weirdly enough, in that paradox, would serve both you and me better. But I don't want to just abide by the status quo of what is currently there. I've heard people constantly say that mental health and mindset education needs to be more readily available. So that's what I'm going for. But in order to make this transaction complete, I need you on the other end of this video to realize that the thing in front of you is valuable. To not just listen to the nice flowery words that come out of my mouth, but to act upon them. And the same would be true if you went to a channel that was teaching Russian. If you went to a channel that was teaching, let's go back to pottery. If you went to a channel that was teaching you how to skateboard, there will be someone out there that is creating free content about the exact thing that you want to learn. And what we need to do as the consumer is we need to remind ourselves that the price does not always equal value. Now, without this particular trick of the mind putting that urgency on you to act now or to do the thing before the time runs out, we might need to create a false version of that for ourselves. And this is where I like to use public accountability. So you would actually say to a person or people or your Instagram community or your Discord server, I am going to achieve this in this amount of time. And actually, I want you guys to give me a bit of crap if it looks like I'm falling behind on this one. Maybe even putting into place a negative bet, which is where you bet on against yourself with a negative consequence. So for example, if you don't do your 4 sessions of French for the next 6 months, you will vow to donate something to an organization that you think is absolutely horrendous. I used this exact same principle to get me ready for Europe's Toughest Mudder in 2018, where I actually vowed that if I didn't run on average 3 times a week between January the 1st and March the 26th, that I would donate £500 to the English Defence League, who well, they're not a very nice bunch, let's just put it that way. Let me tell you, I have never been more motivated to lace up those trainers, get out the door and run. I didn't have a problem hitting that goal because I'd created an external source of pressure, similar to the external source of pressure that might come from having invested a large amount of money into a course which I must now complete. So that's it. Basically how you can essentially learn anything for free using the platform that we're just on right now. And if it's not on here, Khan Academy have got some phenomenal science resources. There are so many resources out there right now that you can actually access for free. We just need to remember that those things are not worthless, they're priceless. As always, I hope you've enjoyed this content, and speaking of priceless, if you have, please hit that subscribe button because it is priceless to you and priceless to me. And remember once again that if you want to join in a live conversation around mental health, mindset, personal development, it is twitch.tv/mindsetbydave every Saturday from 7 PM till 10 PM and every Tuesday from 10 AM till 4 PM. And I will see you down there.
Well, they're going to figure out that you're a fraud and that you're stupid and that you don't know anything about mental health other than your own experience, and they're going to leave. And the way that I've gotten through that is I've said that out loud to my community. They've been like, no, that's why we're here. That's why, because you know some things, you don't know other things, but you're always honest about it. And so that's why we stick around. And the